Oh, come on. Come on, you piece of junk. Come on, start. Not again. Oh, let's see if the radio still works. Yeah, well, yeah, there's... Oh, that show Motor Mouse is on.
And good morning, and welcome to your Motor Mouth Show, your SLO County car talk show featuring Mr. Stop and Mr. Go. This is Jeff Spevack from Continental Motor Works, known as Mr. Go, till 9 a.m. this morning for the next 55 minutes or 54 minutes. Sitting next to me, Mr. Stop, Per Matheson. Good morning, Mr. Stop.
Good morning there, Mr. Go.
How are you?
I am fine this morning. I put shorts on because I knew it was going to get warm.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to hit some 80s today and probably more like 90s or 100s in North County.
Oh, yeah.
So
they said they're going to be hot up there.
Yeah. So everybody stay cool today. Stay hydrated. Stay in the shade. You know, stay out of the sun or wear your sunscreen like I have on today because I'll be bike riding a little. And so we're the Motor Mouse. We're a live call-in car talk show. Whatever you would like to talk about regarding your car or driving or maintaining your car, or if you have a question about a warning sign or warning light, funny noise, you're working on your car and you need a little advice, or you've got some pet peeves about, you know, some other things on the road, we want you to call us. Now, normally we would say call us at 543-8830, but that doesn't work now. You have to call us at 1-805-543-8830.
Yes. So
we're all going to have to get used to that.
Well, of course. Yeah. But I think about if all the people that has the automatic dialer on the telephone.
Yeah, you're going to have to go reload. Redo them.
But the question is, I have a question. Is this the what is going to be on forever? Or is this the new stuff?
Well, whatever forever is.
Yeah, I believe so, because we have the 820 area code now. It's an overplay, so they've added. So instead of splitting it off when they split off like Bakersfield from us in Fresno years ago, they're doing an overlay. So you have to like dial 1-805 now. Yeah. Be able to call even across the street.
Okay, so be that first caller on the Motor Mouth Show with the new number. That's 1-805-543-8830, and we'll give you a special prize for being that first caller. Yeah. But start the ball rolling here. We'd love to hear from you. This show is so much more fun when we talk to you. So whatever you want to talk about cars, please call us 1-805-543-8830. So I was thinking, you know, as I usually do, about what we want to talk about on the show. Oh, first, before we get to that, I want to give a pat on the back to West Coast Auto Detail. That's West Coast Auto Detail. So Beverly and I, you know, we have...
Tell them first where that is located. I think that is very important because I didn't know where they were.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to get the streets right, but I think it's near Woodbridge and Broad. It's in what used to be the Valley Mazda dealership, the old Mazda dealership on the back side of it. Right now, right next to Martin's Towing, is West Coast Auto Detail. And so we had been debating what to do about the seats in the car.
You were talking about it last time.
And I've talked about it. And the seats were stained, and we were going to get seat covers, or we were going to have it upholstered, or what. And we decided, hey, let's just see, because the seats aren't ripped, and the material's still good. It's a 7-year-old car. It's a 2011 Mazda 3. And so we went in, and he did a great job. He shampooed the seats, the carpets, did an interior run-through, washed the outside of the vehicle, buffed the headlights, and man, I'm happy. You know, and under $200, and we could have spent, you know, to upholster it, we could have spent over $1,000. And I just got to give a pat on the back for West Coast Auto Detail, and I encourage you all to use them. So pat on the back, love it. And we want to hear pats on the back too. Those of you out there that have had, you know, good or great experiences with auto body shops, auto repair shops, tire and alignment, or detail shops, or dealerships, or used car dealerships, or whatever, pass the word, give a pat on the back for them. And you can reach us at 1-805 543-8830. Let's talk to Bill from Arroyo Grande. Hi, Bill. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
We're excellent. How you doing?
Good. Got a question on a Toyota 4Runner. Rodent problems. Them getting in.
Critters.
We've blocked off, I think, a couple different areas, but there's the one area where they're still going in is where the air comes into the engine. So, there's
it's the most common place, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm wondering where that air originates from, and what I'm wondering if I could do is put, just some type of
screen
of some sort at the bottom. So I'm guessing it's coming from the bottom, but before I got underneath there and crawled all around, I just wanted to see if you could tell me where that comes from.
So
where it originates from, the opening. You're
getting nest or seeds in the air cleaner, then? Is that
They're working on it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and you obviously you park your car outside.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, we've done a lot of different shows on rodents, and we'll have quite a bit of advice for you, but usually, and each car's different, so I'd have to sit and envision, but you'll have to follow what we call the snorkel or the air intake system.
Yeah.
So from where it comes in from the air cleaner, I believe it's going to go down.
And it goes down, but I didn't know. Before I got underneath and started trying to find that opening, I thought I'd just ask, just in case you knew.
I don't know exactly where it is, but I believe it's going to be somewhere near underneath the battery.
Okay.
Somewhere in that area. And I think you'll have to follow it. You'll have to get a flashlight, and it can be tricky because it can go around things and stuff like that. But yes, you can put just make sure that you're not restricting the airflow.
Right.
So, use screen material, but not real tight, more, maybe a wider mesh. So
like a quarter inch.
Yeah, it's going to keep the mice out and get it, you should be able to put it around there and, use a tie wrap or something that would be more permanent or wire it in there.
Okay.
And that's a good idea. So a couple of things that have worked for other people is, number one, moving away from parking your car in a different spot if that's possible.
Okay.
And then creating a boundary around your car that you might treat with something. So in other words, you create a parking space out of rocks or something like that.
Right, I'm with you.
And then every day you spray that with a pepper spray or something like that.
Yeah, cayenne.
Those rocks or something like that. Or you coat the bottom of that with a mesh material like you use on gardening, because their feet get stuck in it. So I had a woman in Templeton. That's the only thing that worked for her. Is she would line that entire surface that she parked on with this.
There's a netting that you have.
Netting material.
Yeah, that we put on trees.
Yeah.
So the birds doesn't get on the fruit.
And that worked. Yeah. That worked for her. And then she opens her hood at night and puts a light in there. So she has a electrical light. So at night, when the mice come,
right,
you open your front hood and have a permanent light that you turn on that lights up the engine compartment.
Those are good ideas.
In combination, all of those things. Now, people have done all kinds of things. There's tape, there's duct tape that is pepper infused. People use Irish Spring soap. I mean, there's so many different options. But those things that I just mentioned have been the most successful of everything that I've read.
Very good. Well, I appreciate it.
And then, other than the noisemaker, I don't know if you have the option, you can go to Farm Supply and you can buy a white noise machine and you can put it near your car if you have a way of plugging that in. That has been shown to work also.
Oh, good to know.
And put a sign up, no mice allowed.
No mice, no pests,
no critters.
Right, just make sure it's in mouse lane.
Now, when the mice have to call each other, Do they have to dial the 1-805?
They have to dial the 1-805 now too.
Or does that work for them too?
Yeah.
On the mouse line?
So. Yeah.
Is that number smaller then?
I do have a question actually while Bill's still on the line.
Bill, you still
here.
with us?
Yeah, while Bill's still on the line.
Yeah.
You said something about leaving the hood open and then the light on.
Yeah. Just a spotlight or something.
Okay, but now in inclement weather, is that going to get into the electronics if you get the engine wet?
I guess in the rain you might put the hood back down if it's,
Right.
A problem.
Well, I don't think the mice goes out in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I think
they're
that
more likely
just putting
to
that
screen in the
screen.
rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting the screen on the intake.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Be the best bet.
I think that's a great idea also. But they will come in. If they can't come in there, they'll find someplace else to come in.
Yeah.
So, and if you, by the way, if you notice them getting into the air filter, what year is your 4Runner?
It's a 2004.
Okay, so you have a cabin air filter also.
Yes, I understand about what you're talking about.
You should check that also. Pull that out and see if they've gotten into there.
Right.
Hey, what about on the air filter? Why don't you take and put it in front of where the air comes into the filter itself? Instead of going underneath the car.
Right at the filter, I actually was able to fashion a mesh there, but it's the part between right there at the filter and
the opening
where the intake is, wherever that is.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. So.
Well, I had in my Toyota last year, and they got into the fan that drives the air in the car.
Yeah.
And I had to take all that out from underneath the dash, and it was quite a job.
Yep.
Well, Bill, we wish you well with your hate.
I understand I was caller number one, so
stop by Continental Motor Works. We'll fix you up with a premium. We appreciate it. And then once you figure this out, let us know what works so we can pass it on.
I will. Thank you very much.
Bill, have a great weekend. Thank you for calling.
We have also said that, sometimes you have these little sheets or paper that you put in with your dryer.
Anti-cling.
And I had a big box of that sitting in the garage, and I was putting it in with the dryer. And then one day, I come to find out that probably a rat rather than a mouse.
Yeah.
They had filled it full of dog food.
Oh.
So they were not afraid of that.
Not at all. That didn't work. I find that hasn't worked.
No.
There's a lot of things online that I found haven't been successful. The Irish Spring soap I don't think works. But some people have had different experiences.
And now, if you're listening to Ask the Garden Geek this morning too, that's on before us.
Oh, okay.
He said that he was asked to test out these things with these noisemakers for insects.
Yeah.
And they didn't work.
Okay.
In fact, one thing, they actually found a roach nest inside the noisemaker.
They liked it.
They liked it. So I don't know if that means it doesn't work for rodents or animals.
Sure.
But he said the noisemakers do not work for seen insects.
Mixed results when you read online and talk to people about it. So
I have a sort of a warning, and that is that this netting that they used, or I used for the tree when the fruit was getting ripe.
Yeah.
So after that, I took it off the tree and I didn't put it away properly.
Yeah.
And I found a dead snake in it. I garter snakes.
Oh, it'll catch all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Or gopher snakes, because I like to have gopher snakes out in the garden. That take care of the gophers.
There you go.
Yeah. But so watch out for that.
Don't leave that around.
Don't leave it around.
Something else will get caught in it. Yeah, good point. Also, you don't want anything that you're putting in your engine compartment loose could get sucked into the intake and ruin your engine. So whatever you're like, for instance, the screening that you're going to put over the cover, make sure that you put it on properly and that it's hard metal. It can't get sucked into that intake. You don't want to restrict your intake airflow, and you don't want to get anything to get sucked into your engine. So when you're starting to modify things the way that the car was made, you have to be careful that you do it correctly. So hopefully Bill's still listening. And those of you out there that have any other advice for Bill on keeping the rodents out of his 4Runner, his 04 Toyota 4Runner. then give us a call, 805. Once again, now you have to call. You can't just say 543-8830. It's 1-805-543-8830. I guess we're going to go to our first break of the day. We're the Motor Mouths. We're
Sounds
Matt
good.
and Jeff. We're here till 9 a.m. to talk with you. The way that works is you call us, 1-805-543-8830. We'll be back.
And I got a classic commercial here for Ricardo Montalban for a Chrysler car. I don't think it's the one we think it is, but it is a Chrysler Ricardo Montalban from the 1980s.
I have found my new car, the Chrysler LeBaron series for 1982. LeBaron combines high mileage and luxury. The coupe even has a marked cross interior available. And no other car has front-wheel drive, luxury, and seat 6 at so surprising a price. Lee Iacocca's dream to combine high mileage and luxury is a reality. The 1982 Chrysler LeBaron series, they are like no other cars in America, Europe, or Japan. My new car.
When it's time to service your car,
Or a warning light is starting to glow.
go see the pros at Absolute Auto.
At the corner of Sacramento and Capitolio.
Having a problem with the brakes or the steering down below?
Or an alignment to adjust the tow.
Computer systems, they do know.
Call 543-8737 to reach Absolute Auto.
Here's some inside information to get your gas mileage back. Inside your engine, carbon builds up, clogging the injectors and combustion area. If you want your fuel system cleaned in just one tank of fuel, use what the inside car guys use most. It's called BG44K. In fact, service managers use it almost 3-to-1 over any other fuel system cleaner. To find a shop with BG products, go to bgfindashop.com. That's bgfindashop.com.
BG.
Hi, this is Jeff Spevack, Motormouth co-host and owner of Continental Motorworks. What can you expect here at Continental? We will treat you and your car with care and respect and gratitude. We will bend over backwards to earn your trust. You will fully understand what we are doing on your car and know how much it will cost before we do the work. You will always get value, a fair exchange. You work hard for your money. We believe we should work smarter and harder for what you pay us for. Now in our 36th year, we fix it all. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids.
Call Jeff at Continental Motorworks at 541-1464. Mention this ad and receive 10% off labor.
While riding in my Cadillac, what to my surprise, a little Nash Rambler was following me about 1/3 my size.
Very funny.
I like
The guy must have wanted to pass me out as he kept on tooting his horn.
Beep, beep.
I'll show him
He's tailgating.
that
Nice Rambler's tailgating that Cadillac.
Cadillac is not a car to scorn.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I like it.
You can look this up on YouTube and probably find it.
Oh, yeah. That's where I get all just for people's information. I know they like the bumper music.
That's funny,
and
though.
that is generally where I get the bumper music is from YouTube.
But that's that. If you look it up, you'll see how close that Nash Rambler is tailgating. And we talk about tailgating, and, you know, that's one of the things that...
He's drafting him.
To pay attention to.
He's drafting him.
When we had the highway patrolman on the show, he said that's the biggest thing that he sees that he's really trying to correct people is tailgating. So use that 3-second rule, which is one of the things I was going to talk about. So what are the best car owner habits? By the way, you can interrupt us anytime. We would like to talk with you. We are a live call-in car talk show. We're the Motor Mouths. We're Matt and Jeff. We're here till 9 a.m. And you can reach us at 1-805-543-8830. Call us, please. Love to talk to you. Talking about, this is stuff that, of course, some of these are motor mouthisms, things that we always recommend to people but it's good to touch on them. What are the best car owner habits? And one of those is observing the 3-second rule. So it works on a lot of things, like when you come to a stop sign. You go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. It gives you a chance to look both ways, survey the situation, look ahead, see what's up, and then you can go, and it gives you a chance to really stop. The same thing when you're behind a car. So you take the back of their rear bumper, and where you pick a spot that you can pick as your
sign on the side of the road. It's a good sign. Yeah.
And then you go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and then you're following them 3 seconds later. So it's not 3 car lengths, it's 3 seconds. And that will give you enough time and enough space to be safe. So I like that 3-second rule. It works really good. Works at stop signs, works at following vehicles. So one of the things that we talked about, I see a lot, driving customers' cars, is a lot of these gas tanks are in reserve. So we've talked about that.
Oh, many, many, many times.
Yeah. So keep your gas tank. One of the really good habits that you can create in being a good car owner is keeping your gas tank out of reserve, because what happens, Matt?
Well, they have the fuel pump back there in the gas tank. And the fuel, or the gas, will keep that pump cooler.
It's actually like coolant for the pump.
It's the coolant for the pump.
Yeah.
So, you say reserve, I say a quarter tank.
Yes.
I won't go below the quarter tank.
Well, good for you. So somehow, however you can find, maybe don't ever go below an eighth of a tank, but number one, you won't have to worry about running out of gas. Number two, you're gonna save yourself from having to replace a fuel pump. People ask me that we do a fuel pump, and they're somewhat expensive because you got to take the gas tank out, or you got to access the pump in the tank. And they say, why did this happen? And I say, well, usually it's because you run your gas tank too low and you run it into reserve enough, and that pump just overstresses and overheats, and then eventually it dies.
Yep.
So,
the people,
word to the wise.
Another thing too, if you have a quarter tank in the car, and you're sitting home and everything is fine, and so you say, okay, I'm gonna fill it up tomorrow. Well, that evening something happens, and you need to go out and do forget something, and you need to go buy something, and you run out of gas.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong time.
And that's really bad if you run out of gas, because you're sucking stuff into that pump. It's just so. Anyhow, one of the better car owner habits is keeping that gas tank out of reserve. Another one is what we've always talked about is keep your car serviced regularly. So find a shop that you trust. Stick with that shop every 5,000 miles or every 6 months, and make sure you got a reminder sticker in your windshield. So I see so many cars, and they go, well, I'm just relying on the warning light to tell me when I need a service. Well, those aren't very reliable. You're much more reliable to have a sticker in there in your windshield and be scientific about it. Have that either say 6 months, or have them say both. That sticker should say both. So it should have a time and it should have a mileage on it.
Yeah.
And then when you're supposed to have your car serviced. And really, that's what's going to keep you from having breakdowns, is having a professional look at your car every 6 months, looking at the tires, looking at the brakes and the hoses and the belts and the fluids and the lights, and getting the car up in the air and getting the wheels off. And that's called preventative maintenance. Yeah.
That's one other thing, too, and that is that you don't have to have a puncture in a tire in order for it to lose air. The tire will lose air in a month, or maybe 2 months, enough that it will affect the mileage that you will get on those tires. Especially then if you go on vacation, and now you load up your car with all kinds of stuff in the trunk and maybe something on top of the roof, and but you don't increase the air pressure. So, you really need to take a look and keep the air pressure up there. Yeah. Now, some of these new cars, like my plug-in electric, both the Ford and Toyota, are running 36 or 38 pound of air pressure in their tires.
Yeah, more pressure than
normal.
Yeah. So
and the higher the pressure, then probably the easier it is to lose air. But the air you lose is the oxygen in the air, because the molecule of the oxygen can go through the the sidewall of the tire.
Yep.
I've done this many, many years. I put nitrogen in the tires, and that I don't lose any air. Not only that, but the nitrogen has no moisture in it. If you go to a gas station pump, and put the air in the tires at the gas station pump, sometimes they don't have water filters on their compressors. Mm-hmm. And so there's the more air you get out of them is very moist. Mm-hmm. And you put that in the tires, and you're running on a hot pavement. Yeah. Well, it might reach boiling point, and then that moisture in the tire will really expand, and the tire becomes too hot and too hard.
Yeah. So one of the things that you can have the biggest control over is your tire pressure.
Absolutely.
It's something that every car owner, you should have a tire pressure gauge in your glove box, and you should be able to check those.
Yep.
And we offer at Continental Motor Works, we offer a free, driveway check for anybody, whether you're a customer of ours or not, or whether, there's no obligation. Just stop in and say, hey, would you check my tire pressures or check my oil or whatever? We'll hop out right away. While you wait, within 5 minutes, we'll check your tires. We'll add air if they need it. We'll pop open the hood and just survey and make sure everything looks okay for you. Give you some peace of mind. Glad to do that for you. So stop by Continental Motor Works and take us up on that. And by the way, call us. We're the Motor Mouse. Matt and I, we can be pretty interesting, but this show is so much more fun and interesting when you call us. So love to hear from you. Once again, if you're calling just 543-8830, you're not going to get through. Now, in California, in San Luis Obispo County, you have to dial 1-805-543-8830. As of today, did that begin yesterday or today?
That began at midnight this morning.
So it's a new thing.
So 805.
1-805-543-8830. Call your Motor Mouse. Yeah, love to hear from you. We're talking about tires. There's just the basics of cars and car maintenance and car ownership, and of course, tires are the thing that you can have the most control over, and it's also the thing can really mess you up.
Many years ago, Ford had a lot of problem with tires, running, of course, radial tires, and they evidently didn't pay attention to how much air you're supposed to keep in them, and they came apart.
Yeah.
So they lost a lot of tires and lost some life because of it.
Yeah.
And so there's a new laws out now that if you bring your car into a shop, they're required to check your tires, regardless of what they do to the car.
Yeah.
If the only thing they do is do a lube job, they have to check the tires.
It's got to be notated on the ticket what the tire pressures were set to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the only way that you can get out of that is to give them a written permission.
Say, don't touch my tires.
Yes, exactly. So,
which some people do. Some people say to me, "Hey, don't touch my tire pressures, or don't bother with this," and that's a good thing. So when you go into a shop, it's another thing that we should talk about. Is I think it's always good to write something out, print something out for the shop, saying so that it doesn't get lost in the verbal communication. This is what I want. This is what I want you to check. This is what I don't want you to touch. Pay attention to this. Call me at this number. I'll be available, at this time. If you make it, the clearer you make it, I think the better service you're going to get.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually...
I used to take and ask customers, what telephone number can I reach you at?
Yeah.
Instead of asking, what is your telephone number?
Yeah.
Because you need to call the customer back in if there was something you found that he needed to know about in order to get an okay to fix it.
Yeah.
So give the shop the telephone number where you can be reached.
Yes.
And also,
if you can be reached.
If you can be reached.
Yeah.
The shop can get in trouble if they call at home and the wife answers the phone and she says, "Oh yeah, fix that. Go ahead, do it."
Sure.
And then you come in to pick up, the man comes in to pick up the car and he says, "I didn't authorize that."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, make sure that the person that's in charge of the vehicle is the one they reach.
Right. Good point.
Well, and the other point too about telling them everything is that way they have a clue of what's going on. But also, I think it's really important to use the same shop that you trust, too, because they will have a record usually of what has been done to the car. And, it could be, too, that you've put a part in like a water pump or something or whatever part it might be, and that part's still under warranty. So that shop's going to know that part is still under warranty or not.
Yep.
So they're not going to charge you for whatever they don't charge you for then.
Or things won't get double done, like, did you do the transmission fluid? Well, I don't know. Well, if you're going to the same shop, we have the records of everything. We know that we've done this, and this. So we're right in the service history and where we should be, and we know, what needs to be done or what was done, and you're not double dipping,
in some shop, I noticed that at the shop that forget names these days. So, but what's the name of our sponsor? Oh,
Absolute Auto.
Yeah. Might want to get that down, Matt.
I'm thinking right these things down. Yeah. But anyway, they spend the first time the customer comes in, they spend about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes checking the vehicle out, even if it's a lube job.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they do. And they write down what they have a big list. They write all this stuff down. So then they can advise the customer what he needs in the future. And that is important. That maybe if you can ask for a copy of that.
Yeah.
If you have that, then you know what you're going to need in the future.
Yep.
Because they will check everything from headlights to windshield wipers to door locks and backup lights and tires, and how much rubber you have left on the tires. So
absolutely. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. We're the Motor Mouse, Matt and Jeff. We're semi-interesting, but we're way more interesting when you call us. And what you have to do today is call the 1-805 first. So dial 1-805-543-8830. Love to hear from you. Call your Motor Mouse.
We also have the car show going on in Pismo Beach this morning. So they
Pismo
moved
Beach
it from Father's Day weekend to this weekend.
Okay. Pismo Beach Car Show. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's talking about our best car owner habits, and another thing we talk about is warming up the engine, and that has changed in the years. You don't really need to warm up your engine very much, but when your engine is cold, so if it's been sitting all night or sitting all day, I do recommend about 30 seconds. Just enough time to start your car, put on your seat belt, look at your mirrors, make sure everything is copacetic, and then you're ready to go. But what we don't like is just to start it and go. Now, if it's already warm, then you can just start and go. But and especially, that next 30 seconds of driving, don't floor it. That's when a lot of the majority of your engine wear happens when you first start a cold engine. So as easy as you can be in the first minute on that, letting everything lubricate in there, letting the oil circulate, letting everything get warmed up a little bit will give you longer engine life. It's a big payoff.
I thought about that, on my plug-in electric.
Yeah.
So I run out of electricity, so then the engine starts.
Yeah.
I'm doing 65 miles an hour down the road.
Right.
And so the engine starts up, and it revs up to driving the car 65 miles. I thought about that.
Yeah.
They can't tell. They can't hear the engine running sometimes.
Right.
So I don't know if it starts.
So that theory kind of goes out the window.
Idle for a little bit.
Yeah.
Before it. But of course, on the Ford, 24,000 miles, didn't use any oil.
Right.
So
not a problem.
There was no problem.
They've got it engineered properly.
And not only that, but it only happened half the mileage. I was getting 99 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
And so the engine only started after having.
It's easier not to run out of gas when you have a plug-in hybrid.
Running out of gas?
I said it's easier not to run out of gas. You don't use the gas as much.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I kind of liken the whole thing about, slowly getting the car going in the morning. You like to get up out of bed, maybe slowly have a cup of coffee,
That's right. Think
put a
how
little
you feel.
creamer in it. You don't really like to get up and start running usually.
That's right.
The car probably doesn't like to get up and just start zooming down the road at 70 miles an hour.
Right.
It probably likes to have a little warm-up time, and then,
Well,
right?
Sometimes you got to pee in the windows first before you can go.
There it is.
There you go.
Think about how you like to do it.
Why don't we
when you get
go
up.
for a break here?
Are we ready for our second break?
Yeah, let's go for
Hey, we're the Motor Mouse. We're going to start begging for calls here.
Yeah, we got to get some calls.
You can reach us at 1-805-543-8830. That's 1-805-543-8830. Love to hear from you. We'll be back.
And I got a classic commercial here from Dick Van Patten. Remember Dick Van Patten?
Yeah.
And his family. Anyway, I'm not sure what the car is. I've forgotten what the car is, but here's Dick Van Patten.
You're looking at the Dick Van Pattens back in 1960. Here we are now. Look at the size of these guys. That's why we love our new Olds Delta 88. There's room for these 6-footers to stretch out. And how many roomy cars look this stylish? The Olds Delta 88 is the family car that didn't forget the family.
There is a special feel in an Oldsmobile.
When it's time to service your car,
Or a warning light is starting to glow.
go see the pros at Absolute Auto.
At the corner of Sacramento and Capitolio.
Having a problem with the brakes or the steering down below?
Or an alignment to adjust the tow.
Computer systems, they do know.
Call 543-8737 to reach Absolute Auto.
Hi, this is Jeff Spevack, Motormouth co-host and owner of Continental Motorworks. What can you expect here at Continental? We will treat you and your car with care and respect and gratitude. We will bend over backwards to earn your trust. You will fully understand what we are doing on your car and know how much it will cost before we do the work. You will always get value, a fair exchange. You work hard for your money. We believe we should work smarter and harder for what you pay us for. Now in our 36th year, we fix it all. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids.
Call Jeff at Continental Motorworks at 541-1464. Mention this ad and receive 10% off labor.
Your car's fuel economy was never better than when it was new. But time and miles have robbed your car of its MPG and performance. Service managers recommend BG44K to remove carbon and restore mileage in just one tank of fuel. In fact, dealerships nationwide use BG44K almost 3-to-1 over any other product. To find a shop at BG Products, go to bgfindashop.com.
BG. Can you imagine selling your car next week and saying to the buyer, hey, don't worry, because the engine is covered against failure for life. It's called the Lifetime Protection Plan for the Engine from BG Products. Now imagine having this huge benefit free with your next oil service when you remember these 2 letters, BG. BGMOA is available at over 20,000 shops nationwide. Find yours at bgfindashop.com. That's bgfindashop.com. BG.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take that highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66.
And we're back with Manhattan Transfer singing Route 66. Very nice.
From Chicago to
I love it.
Good stuff. Hey,
I came to California on Highway 66.
There you go. There you go.
Transferred from Camp.
Where was it?
In Louisiana. I came from Louisiana to California.
Okay, that's quite a trek. That's a little bit of culture shock right there.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hey, we're the Motor Mouse. We're Matt and Jeff. We're here for another 15 minutes to talk with you about your car. We're a live call-in car talk show, and we invite you to call us at 1-805-543-8830. We've had Bill call about his rodents in his Toyota 4Runner. Whatever you'd like to talk about, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. We can talk more about rodents.
Sure. So, we're talking a little bit about good car owner habits and some of the things that we've talked about on the Motor Mouth Show for a long time. And, of course, one of the newer things that we talk about is putting away your cell phone. So you get in the car, put your cell phone either in car mode, which means that you're not going to, or put it on mute and put it underneath something. Put it in your jacket. Put it somewhere where you can't reach it. So you don't have the urge to pick it up if it rings, so you can't hear it. Looks like we got a call coming in. So put that cell phone away. Big safety warning. It's one of the biggest factors in safety in cars now, and so take the steps to do that. Put your cell phone away while driving. And then the other big safety item that we always talk about, is leave early. So change that habit. Change that habit about leaving at the last second and hurrying to wherever you're going. And, give yourself an enjoyable drive. You leave 10 minutes early. You drive the speed limit. You can let other people in. You can drive safely and not worry about it. Do the 3-second rule and really enjoy the drive. So big, great suggestion there. Let's talk to John from Cambria. Hi, John. Good morning.
Good morning, man, Jeff. Just had a couple comments on your rodent discussion here. I live out in a rural area, and I've pretty much given up. The Irish soap, they actually went in and ate it. So I don't think that's so great. What I'm doing now is I'm getting dummy traps and just trapping them when they're inside.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I don't know where they're coming in. They can't be coming in from your cabin air because there's a filter there that would stop them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of doing that. I've got my cat on patrol, and he's pretty good, but he can't get them all.
Yeah.
But
did you hear our suggestion?
Where I'm at with that situation.
You park outside, obviously. You don't have a garage that you park in.
Correct. Did
you hear our suggestion about that netting material, parking on top of that, making that your parking space? That might help also. Think about that. That was successful. We had a woman in North County, and that's the only thing that worked for her.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it might be. It's kind of a plastic.
It's
plastic netting. Yes.
And they get they get their feet caught in it, and they don't like it, so they stay away from it.
I wonder too. You see some buildings or some orchards. They'll have a fake owl out there to keep the birds out of the orchards. I really wonder if maybe a fake cat, like just a plastic, cat figurine might.
And then they don't like the light either. Opening your front hood and having a spotlight in there at night makes a big difference. I know it's more electricity and stuff like that, but those are the things that we've seen that works.
Another thing is, like on ATVs, I had them get in to the air filter, and I put that kind of it's metal, but it's kind of light metal, and you definitely put it over that definitely helps.
Yeah, kind of like a screen. Yeah,
the screen. But I'm thinking I might do that in my truck, because actually I had them go into the into the intake of the air
intake,
to the air filter, and go into the air filter. But it's but the main thing, like you said, is get kind of a light but metal screen, because you don't want
think some screening and netting and bright light at night. Those all help. Those are the things that have been shown to help, and of course, a couple of good cats is pretty good too.
Well, if you can train the cat to sleep underneath the car, I noticed that my cat is now sleeping on top of my rear tires on my truck.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah, on top of the rear tires.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you don't drive, it's okay.
What as far as but if you do that netting around the intake, especially on a car.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to do the netting on the intake. You want to park on the netting. You want them to not be able to walk to the car. So.
Well, But I'm saying about kind of a metal netting.
Yeah, then that would be more of a screen material. Yeah, so it can't
but
be
you want
sucked
it
in.
fairly heavy, but not.
Yes.
You can get some pretty light screen.
Yeah, you don't want the plastic screen. You want the metal screen. Yes.
Yeah, just some type of it could just as long as it doesn't break down and get sucked in or something like that.
Absolutely, totally something to think about. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that one guy told me to put mothballs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the same kind of thing as Irish cream. I think Irish cream, Irish Spring. That's the same kind of thing. I don't know that really has been.
Well, they used to put mothballs in the gasoline on the motorcycle to make them go faster.
So I don't know about the mothball thing. I think everybody's got something up their sleeve, but the things that we have seen to be most effective over everybody we've talked to have been the things that we talked about, the netting and the lights. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good. If anything else comes up, let us know, because it's an ongoing ordeal.
We'll keep you.
Thank you, John.
Informed.
Yeah, it is. We hate those Mises to pieces.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, John, thank you very much for calling. Let's go to Dan in Avila. Hi, Dan.
Oh, hi.
How's it going?
The Irish cream is for the coffee in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Maybe the coffee at night, yeah.
Yeah, at night, there you go. The seatbelt warning buzzer. I put it on, and it never used to do it. One person, just the driver. And now it buzzes for 2-3 miles, then it goes off.
Oh.
Any ideas?
So, in other words, you've got, what's the year and model of your car?
2001 Ford.
And so you've got the seatbelt clicked in.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of have to mess with the seatbelt. So you might want to try buckling and unbuckling the seatbelt a couple times, and then do the same thing with the passenger side. Usually that seatbelt buzzer is happening because you got a bad seatbelt buckle, which has the wire coming out of it, and it's not sensing that it's buckled. Or it's a wire. If you have stuff, sometimes we look under somebody's seat and they got a bunch of stuff under there and it's messed up the wiring that comes from that seatbelt receiver.
Okay.
So somewhere related to the seatbelt buckle, either the drivers or the passengers, look at that closely. If it's got some coin in it or some debris in it, clean it. Otherwise, click in, click out, click in 5 times and see if you can just clean it. If not, sometimes you need to replace the seatbelt buckle. That can be
okay. I'll get in there with a flashlight and check it out then.
Dan, thanks you for calling. We appreciate it. Have a great one.
Thanks for being there.
All right, thank you. And let's go to Bob in Grover. Bob, we only have a few minutes to talk to you. How are you?
Right, fine. I just wanted to mention there is a product highly touted on the garden shows for mouse repellent. It's called Mouse Magic.
Mouse Magic.
And it's essential oils, basically. It doesn't harm pets or anything, and it's highly effective.
Okay.
Lasts for about 30 days. It's available in garden shops or online at Amazon or elsewhere. Called Mouse Magic, and it's certainly worth a try.
Okay. We appreciate it. Thanks for the tip.
Sure thing.
All right, Bob.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Okay, so we've had a rodent-related show here today.
Yes, we do. Yes.
People talking about...
Four-legged.
how to keep them out of there, and it is challenging. And I've seen people do all kinds of stuff. I've seen people wedge the Irish Spring soap into the different nooks and crannies. I've seen mothballs. I've seen people hang these Mouse Magic little, like there's little bags, and they put the Mouse Magic in there and stuff like that. And I don't know that that's been effective, to be honest. But it depends how you do it. Now, if you put it into a spray bottle and you spray everything, but I think the biggest thing is to keep them out of the car in the first place. And I think what we talked about with, this is Mouse Magic Mouse Repellent. So,
it said that you could get it at Home Depot.
Okay.
Maybe you could probably get it at Miners.
So you can probably dilute
stores.
it into a water bottle and you can spray it all over around your car. Probably a good idea. I know... there's lots of different options out there, but those of you that have tried it and used it, let us know that it works. But we, I really like the netting idea around the bottom of your car so that they don't like to walk up to it in the first place. Open up the front hood and put a light out if you're having it, and whatever else works is great. And once again, Dan from Avila called about his seatbelt buzzer going off, and usually that has to do with the sensor in the seatbelt buckle, and that's something you use a lot. Sometimes the driver's seatbelt buckle, which is the receiver, what you click into, is you use that a lot, and it can wear out.
Just for John up in Cambria, too, there's also something called Rat Magic.
Rat Magic.
And this apparently will help with, looks like, if I recognize the animals correctly, squirrels, rats,
okay,
chipmunks,
what
all that
kind
stuff.
What kind of solution is it?
It's, I think it's the same thing as the Rat Magic.
They're not going to tell you what's in it. It's essential oils. You basically drop a couple of oils into some water, and then I believe you spray it around.
Yeah, it says rats, chipmunks, squirrels, probably mice.
It's kind of like a cayenne-type spray, except it's a different, who knows.
My house is on the pillars, and I got Mises in the house, underneath the house, top of the house.
So you might want to go to Home Depot and look this stuff up and see what they say about it. But, interesting stuff. All right. Well, we appreciate all of you out there in Motormouth land that have called us today. Bill from Arroyo Grande, John from Cambria, Dan from Avila, and Bob from Grover to make this a way more interesting show. And once again, pat on the back for West Coast Auto Detail. Did a great job on my car, and I recommend them to you. And remember that when you're dialing, beginning today...
Not only our number. Everybody.
That doesn't just work for the Motormouth.
That's right.
Everything is 1-805. If you're in the 805 area code, you have to go 1-805 and then whatever the number is. And I think people are going to find that out the hard way. So,
yep.
I think we found it out the hard way this morning a little bit too.
So we want to thank our sponsors, of course, BG Fada. I'm not speaking exactly correctly, but I'll get there.
I'm getting
I'm getting a little discombobulated.
Well.
BG Products, you can look them up at bgfindashop.com, featuring such great products as 44K fuel system cleaner and synthetic transmission fluids and gear oils for your car. We love BG Products. Absolute Auto, go see Jason and Charlotte at the corner of Capitolio and Sacramento, featuring locally owned expert automotive service and repairs and alignments. They have an alignment machine that can handle not only your car, but your RV or your trucks. And they can, do a great alignment, not just a quick, what they call a toe-in, but they do a proper alignment to give you proper tracking and the best tire wear and the longest life for your tires. Continental Motor Works, we're at 1101 Laurel Lane. You can call us at 541-1464. Our hours are 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. Love to see you at Continental Motor Works. And Bike Slow County. So look up on the website and see all the things that Bike Slow County is doing for the future of safe transportation in our county, whether it be educating the kids in the schools about biking properly. If you're an adult and you want to start riding, go take their adult education class, which will make you a much safer and confident bike rider, and improving the existing bike lanes and advocating for more bike lanes in our county and educating all of us how to get along on the road. Okay, so it's going to be a little warm out there today, so don't forget to put on your sunscreen, drink water, stay out of the sun in the hottest parts of the day. And the biggest Motormouth recommendation for safety is leave early and enjoy the drive. We'll talk to you next week.
Have a nice day.